Aloha, y'all, and welcome. We're going to be doing the 10 at 10 today for October 17th of 2024. I'm Matt at MrMaple. That's my little brother, Tim at MrMaple. We got a cool lineup for you today.
Guys, we're going to start out today with Acer Pomatum Emerald Sunset. This is such a neat selection from our friend down at Nishki Nursery in Australia.
Guys, grab you one of these. It's one of my all-time favorites for that purple border. Talk about size in 1 gallons right now. These are big. There's some great sizes going on. It's a great time to purchase Japanese maples. This is an XL1 here. Some absolutely beautiful trees. This may be my favorite of the thumbnail style Japanese maples. It's got that purple border to it. It's heat tolerant. I've had excellent things being said. Richie down in Dallas said he has this in full sun in his garden in Dallas, and that tells you a lot if it's doing well there. It's one of those durable plants that really brings it for the interest.
Yeah, for that fingernail, it holds that fingernail long throughout the season, which is really impressive. In the early spring, you get some chartreuse green yellows on the interior part of the leaf with that orange red tipping. It's one of the most outstanding, the biggest contrast between the leaf and the actual variegation, as some people call it, that sort of fingernail to each and every leaf. To me, this is such a rock star plant, and it's durable, it's easy to grow, and it's beautiful.
Man, I wish my wife's fingernails lasted as long as the nails do on this. She gets them done like every 3 weeks. These things are expensive, man. All right, grab you an Emerald Sunset. It is a really choice plant. For me, like I said, it's my favorite of those fingernail Tatsumagaki style plants. From down under, it's from Australia. It's tough, it's durable. Gonna work zones 5 through 9. And guys, excellent sizes right now. Grab you an Emerald Sunset today. We got another really choice one here for you guys today. This is an outside the box, very unique reticulated plant. What do we got, Tim?
Guys, we got Acer Pomatum Ruby de Sophia. This is a reticulated style that has this unique spreading out, kind of undulating habit, and it'll get these weird knuckles on it where you just see this twist and curves. I mean, think of something almost like the contortion that you think of Germain's gyration, but with a reticulated style Japanese maple.
Yeah, this one's funky. It is a pink to then almost clear white in the early spring, so you get some weird shades of pink and white going on. Bold red fall colors, which are excellent. But one of the coolest things about this ghost style reticulated maple is that it's kind of corkscrew and kind of contorting. So you get a lot of branching down low, you get a lot of weirdness to the shape. It's not gonna be a very regular shaped tree like amber ghost. You're gonna get quite the opposite of amber ghost here, where it just kind of goes in all directions and makes a really funky tree. Honestly, that's one of the most preferred styles in Japan. Those mountain momiji styles where you get a more windswept or more it's not really the American style. We like to make everything cookie cutter, but you get a very unique shape with this one.
Yeah, and that's the thing that attracts me to this tree, is that unique shape will really make a statement out in the landscape. Give this tree plenty of room. You know, this tree is gonna rock it out and command attention with its unique style, but then also you wanna plant this up somewhere close so you can really appreciate the reticulation and the variegation on this Japanese maple.
Looks great in a container too because of that funky shape. It really just kind of keeps morphing and putting on different width to it. Very multi-stem, so you get a lot of what you like down low. There's a lot of things to say that are great about Ruby de Sophia. I think you're gonna be really impressed. Bruce Burton's one, I always see his photos of the fall color on this one, and they are really choice. Great blazing red in the fall. Grab you a Ruby de Sophia today on the 10 at 10. They won't last long. All right, y'all, next up, we're bringing back one of our most popular dissectums. We've got Acer Pomatum dissectum Hana Matoi.
Yeah, Masayoshi Yano said this is one of the most outstanding variegated lace leaves of them all. It has a deep red color when grown in full sun with pink variegation.
This one can give Lillian's Jewel a run for its money on the colors. Often, people will almost confuse the two sometimes. Way more dissected, way more of a lace leaf, more of a 5x5, low mounding umbrella shape here. But man, that classic pink on red variegation, you're gonna love these. These are very premium variegation too, so all these are definitely gonna have good variegation going on in them. They're not uncommon to green up a little bit in heavy shade, so if you're growing this in more shade, you're gonna have more green, white, and pink. If you're growing this in a little bit more sun, you're gonna get bold, Tomukiyama style dark red, the primary color, with bright neon pink variegation splashed into that. Really a showstopper. I've got a big one in my front yard, one of the largest ones I know of in the United States, and it is just glows, especially in the early spring.
Now, one of my favorite times of the season with Hana Matoi will be happening probably towards the end of this month, maybe the beginning of next month. So when this thing goes to fall color, and that's when you just get this bright, fiery red, but then the pink spots just go to a pink red color. And so you just can really appreciate the fall color on this very unique variegated Japanese maple.
Another one, classic from Japan. Grab you one today on the 10 at 10. Hana Matoi will definitely sell out today.
So what do you try to grab first? Do you try to grab the Hana Matoi before it sells out, or do you try to grab the Usagumo before it sells
I
out?
don't know, man, but I like this one better. I'm switching you. I'm the taller brother. I'm getting the bigger Usagumo here. This is the classic Batwing Japanese maple. Halloween's right around the corner. Go check out our goofy, it's in the walkthroughs, but you gotta
Please don't check out.
You gotta go way back. Tim slinging webs as Spider-Man. I'm Batman. It's not the tree your yard needs, but it's the tree your yard deserves. Throw the bat signal up in the air, grab you an Usagumo today. These sell out quickly, guys. I love the Batwing maple. One of my favorite leaf shapes, but I love the coloration on this one. You get that funky malting style variegation. It's almost that eerie Halloween style. It swirls over that big leaf. I love it.
Yeah, and this just has that eerie white variegation. It can almost be salmon pink when it first comes out, then it goes to the white. And you just see this almost like white dusting across the leaf. To me, Usagumo, it's a rock star. It's heat tolerant. It's beautiful. We've got a gorgeous specimen of these that's probably 8 to 10 foot tall at Maplewood Gardens. And to me, it's hard to beat the Pictums. They just command attention. They've got that unique style batwing leaf. And we got Usagumo available today. So you better check out quick because our website doesn't hold it for you until you complete that checkout process.
Now, guys, don't forget, we've got a costume contest going on. We'll announce soon what we're giving away. It's going to be special. It's going to be epic. We got a costume contest going on here at the nursery in person, October 26th. It's going to be from 8 to 4. We're going to be having our open house. Maybe I'll break out the Batman. I'll be hearing something. Don't worry. Tim will be hearing something. Our employees are all designing their costumes already. We're going to be giving away something extra special to the contest winner. We'll have a special announcement for where to meet to be in the contest. And hopefully you'll be dressed up. Hopefully we won't be like, oh, this is what I regularly wear. But we're going to have somebody win something extra special in this costume contest.
I can't wait. I think that's going to be a fun, awesome time. But also we're going to have tons of cool Japanese maples. So if you're into Japanese maples, you want to be here at our open house.
Nah, just come for the contest.
Guys, next up, we've got Acer Subuldianum aguriyama. Not to be confused with Amoriyama. This is the Acer Subuldianum, and it has this almost like thin leaf to it, full moon-like shape. You can actually see some little hairs on the back. It's called pubescence on the back of the leaves. This makes a nice upright tree, 8 to 10 feet in height, and gives you some really nice fall colors as well.
One thing I love about aguriyama, as it gets older, it's a prolific seeder. So if you like to go through seeds, it's one you're going to get a good amount of seeds on. A lot of them do come back fairly similar to the parent. These are all grafted clones for sure, but it's a really cool plant if you like collecting seed. I love the fall colors. They're typically bold red to oranges on this one. It's durable. They're going to work zones 5 through 9, but it is a little bit more cold tolerant than most Japanese maples. I love the textures and colors on this one. You're going to get that bigger, rounder leaf with this, and just an overall really interesting plant to add to your collection. I mean, if you're not somebody who has a Subuldianum already in your collection, it's a great way to kind of expand your species list there a little bit with an interesting cultivar.
Yeah, and there's not many cultivars of Subuldianums. Check out our full podcast we did on Acer Subuldianum and the breakdown we do of the different cultivars and the species itself and the history behind the species.
Please watch it. We're tree nerds and we need your support.
Guys, next up we've got Quercus rubra, Greg's variegated.
You can buy this one here today, even if your name's not Greg. Great plant to have. Now, if Greg shows up to your garden and he's like, give me my tree, it does say it's Greg's on the label. Like, you're going to have to fork it over.
Now, Acer rubrum is awesome. It's a very hardy tree, easy to grow. And this tree is variegated and has all those great characteristics as well. In the fall, you get this amazing green leaf turns to red, and then it has this unique white variegation that in the fall turns to pink.
I absolutely love the fall color on this. That may be my favorite time for this. It's a beauty in the spring. I mean, it's awesome. You're going to get just incredible flaking variegation on this. But I've had it in between that red-orange stage with the white variegation on it, and it's like you plugged it into the wall. It's so crazy. Durable, great plant to shade out some of your maples if you're in the collection. It's an all-around just amazing plant. Rubra are tough as nails as well.
Yeah, it's not an easy tree to propagate. Oaks are notoriously more difficult to propagate, but this is an awesome tree and we're probably selling out very quickly today. Make sure you check out fast.
Great size as well. Hopefully Greg doesn't take it from you.
Guys, next up, we got Acer pomatum, Little Joe.
You know what I think of when I think of this? When I think about going to Piggy Park down in Columbia, getting some barbecue. They got a Little Joe. It's pretty good amount of barbecue there. This one's actually named by our friend Dr. Kronetsky for his brother Joe. It was a witch's broom found in central North Carolina on a green palmatum. Guys, this one is funky. We don't normally do a lot of green brooms because they can get a bit redundant. Man, I love the pink new growth this one gets. You can get some funky, almost yellowish green colorations going on in the spring on this one. It is a broom, so it's gonna tighten up and slow down, but it's kind of vigorous at first. It's very similar in that to like Pink Princess. You'll think it's a fast growing plant because they kind of get out there and establish themselves when young, but it's gonna slow down and be more of like a 4x5 ball.
Yeah, I mean, that's one of the things I like about this too. Just this dense cluster habit that this one has is very unique. The leaf is a little more divided than some of the other palmatum brooms as well. So it really stands out on its leaf shape. But then again, those colors and the durability of Little Joe's impressed me quite a bit. You know, to me, great tree, tight, dense, a little bit slower growing than something like Tiny Tim. Definitely slower growing than Kenora Pygmy if you're trying to compare them out, but more colorful on those new growth flushes as well.
Great container plant to pair with something like Shayna. You're gonna get a lot of color contrast off the two. I love the density to it. And Little Joe just brings it. Like I said, we're really picky, especially when introducing green brooms. And this one just really spoke to us. The coloration, especially that spring new growth, I mean, it can give you some really like flowering vibes to it in the early spring. Really showy. And overall, the durability's been great. It's gonna work zones 5 through 9. Great overall plant, excellent in the sunlight as well.
So guys, next up, we've got some tall 3 gallons of Acer Palmatum Gold Digger.
That is a big old gold digger there. I was watching a video the other day, and I don't think they were throwing shade, but one of our customers was talking about gold digger, and they said, yeah, Matt and Tim like to name trees things like that. I was like, all right. I love the name. I think it's funny. We get a lot of jokes about it. This one has golden bark. It was a seedling that was found in a customer of ours garden, Laddie Munger. He brought it to us and said, hey guys, check this out. Sent us pictures of it. Actually printed pictures off and mailed them to us to get us in his backyard. We immediately fell in love with the colorations on this because you can get some pink growth, some yellowish new growth, just a ton of different colors going on. I love this in the early spring because the whole tree has a pink hue to it that kind of blushes over top of the green in the early spring.
Now, one thing that's kind of unique about this tree that you see happen, sometimes I'm seeing happen on this tree, is sometimes you don't get opposite buds happening. Sometimes it gets a little alternating. And that's sort of what we're seeing right here with some unusual alternating buds. And that can happen with gold digger. It's not really a sport. It's just a reoccurring trait that I've seen from time to time. If you give this tree deep shade, you're gonna have yellow all the way down to the base. Give it a little bit of sunlight and you'll peek up and you'll get some orange colors in there. And you may even get some corals towards the tips, especially in the early spring. But the spring color on the leaves is pretty amazing with that sort of coral pink color. It's a coral bark selection with a little bit of spring interest as well.
This one's gonna work zone 6 through 9. Great in sun, very durable. Doesn't go down to zone 5, but it's a beautiful plant. Guys, you're gonna love this one. Going into the winter months, it's not uncommon for this one to get looking more like a Bitikawa, get a little bit more of that red into it. So as it gets to the first of winter, a little bit more red. Often people will say, I think I got the wrong tree, it's got red bark. This one changes through everything. You're getting the full spectrum of colors going on with this one. I think you're gonna absolutely love this one. It is that spark of color in the winter months. You're gonna cue the Jamie Foxx, Ray Charles impersonation. You're gonna love you a gold digger today.
Guys, we're bringing you a Acer truncatum cultivar in a 7 gallon.
You may have not even seen this one before, guys. Very durable, beautiful plant, classic red fall color. This one's gonna be blazing red. I know a lot of you have been asking for more truncatums, so we're bringing it. This one is exceptionally durable, exceptionally fast growing, and it makes a great shade plant for all the maples we've been talking about.
We're talking about Acer truncatum X Urban Sunset. This is a newer truncatum hybrid that just recently came out that has some bright red fall color.
Not uncommon for this to put on almost 1 to 2 feet of growth a year, somewhere in that range. Makes a beautiful shade tree for that. And blazing fire engine red fall color on this one. One of my favorite things about the truncatums are the flowers. So you get an interesting flower on this hybrid as well. Really a showy plant. It's gonna work zones 5 through 9.
And our new boxing system allows us to ship trees in these larger containers, which allow us to ship awesome plants like this Acer truncatum. And I know all of our Texas fans out there, they know how awesome Acer truncatum is because it's so durable down there in those super high heats. It's one of the hardiest trees you can put out in the landscape that can just grow up quickly and provide some great shade for your other trees. This is Urban Sunset. Take advantage of these today. We don't have a huge set of these and they're all gonna sell it quickly.
You've been asking for more truncatums, guys. It's happening right now on the 10 at 10. All right, guys, we're dropping some big Acer Platanoides Princeton Gold.
Yeah, I fell in love with the selection when they had one at the J.C. Rouston Arboretum, and I saw it out there in the gardens. It's good in zones 3 through 8, and this is a Norway maple with bright yellow, golden yellow leaves.
You didn't have to get into Princeton to know this is a beautiful tree. You're gonna love that yellow coloration it keeps throughout the spring and summer. We're actually here in fall. We're not even hitting fall color on this yet, and you're still seeing golden yellow going on this. It's a showstopper in every single season. Gets out there a little bit faster than some of the Japanese maples. Not uncommon for this one to be in that 1 to 2 foot of growth a year as well. So it's going to make a great plant to provide, shade for some of your smaller plants under it. I think you're going to really enjoy this one.
What I like about this is this makes a larger tree out in the garden. So you've got this larger tree out there in the garden with the yellow color. That's going to provide dynamic contrast with everything else, allow you to play with a lot of other colors in your garden and really brighten up a space fairly quickly. Being a Norway maple, it's going to grow fairly quickly. It's got these large leaves. And when this tree does go to the fall, it's a yellow now, but it goes to a clear yellow in the fall. So it's just beautiful all throughout the season.
This one's going to work zones 3 through 8. And man, I'd be disappointed if we got out of here without a yellow dance. All right, guys, don't forget, we've got our upcoming open house. It's going to be October 26th from 8 to 4. Get your costume ready. We're going to be doing a costume contest live. We've got a ton of crazy plants that just arrived from Buckholtz Nursery. You guys are going to want to see what we got here at open house.
Take care.
God bless.
And have a great day.